Hello, my name is Mordred Viking and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Total War Attila. It has been a while, probably a good 2 weeks since we streamed this last, so I am excited to be getting back into this. I just need to remember what on earth was going on. So up here in Britain, we've been doing our campaign of destruction, trying to take out all of the various cities here. We do have an army which is rather battered, which we could use to attack Coronum, but they have a huge garrison, so I was very much in two minds whether we should be provoking this attack or not, particularly because we are taking attrition right now, and also because I really don't want to lose this army, although we have hired a bunch of mercenaries, so I think it was definitely in my mind that we would pursue this attack, which would allow us to take the Abdanians out completely, and then we would return to Gaul and replenish. Meanwhile, in Gaul itself, we seem to be holding the line pretty securely. Cities like Avaracum have been upgraded tremendously, and in fact now actually has a set of walls. Settlement has basic walls, which for a town is quite impressive. We're still upgrading the jewelsmith back to its full level, but that's going to be generating us a rather pretty amount of money. In Spain, our heartland, all seems to be pretty well. We're still making an awful lot of money from Bracara here. They're already level 3 jewelsmith. We can't get to level 4 just yet. We've got the governor's estate, we've got a circus, we've got an aqueduct, and a level 3 city, which we could upgrade. We're making a decent amount of money considering the amount of armies and things we have in the field right now. Abalerics are doing alright. They're holding on to the Mediterranean. Looking over here to Africa, I believe that we have removed all threats from Africa. This is just shared between us and Eastern Rome. And then where the real action is right now, and you may have gotten a little bit of a sneak peek of it when I started the stream up itself, the Huns have arrived once again. This time led by Attila. Kind of. I keep assassinating Attila. So the war against the Huns right now is not being pursued with legions, it's being pursued with assassins. Because I believe if you manage to kill Attila enough times, and he'll stop respawning because he's dead, and the Hunnic armies will stop respawning. So that is the way to beat the Huns. I can and will be fighting them in the field. Like, we have some pretty nice armies defending Italy at the moment, especially this one, with the elite Palatina, with the elite Ballistari, Equite Dalmatia, and also a champion for the extra replenishment. Not to mention the rather lovely walls of Rome, which we are currently in the process of upgrading even further. So I'm hoping that we get a pretty substantial garrison going here, and we'll be able to actually defend the city. It looks like they're going after Ravenna at the moment, which is Illyria, having just wiped out Dacia, who owned all the territory up here. Dacia were relatively powerful for quite a long time. The only other thing which is going on in Italy at the moment is there are still an awful lot of Western separatists. They still have their holding up here in Augusta, which I've just not been able to go after because the Huns have been in the way, but we have secured most of southern Italy at this point. Around the rest of the world, Eastern Rome seems to be holding relatively well in Africa, but elsewhere things are definitely going wrong for them. Like, they've lost the whole of Turkey. No, they still have these 3 cities, but that's it. Like, Eastern Rome is doing poorly, to say the least. They are really not doing well. And then everything yellow here, that is all the Sassanid Empire. So the Sassanids have basically come out of nowhere and taken everything, which isn't surprising. The Sassanids were one of the absolute major, if not superpowers of the era. And historically, they did go on a rampage against the Eastern Roman Empire. So that's historically accurate. But what is definitely not historically accurate is us holding on to the Empire. I think we've gotten over the worst of it, because remember, we were actually fighting for Ilusa and Narbo here, and they may even have broken through to Pompeiolo once or twice, and this is pretty much all that we had left, plus the islands, which they've never taken off of us, thanks to having a pretty strong fleet. But we've retaken Gaul, we've taken the fight to Britain, we're destroying a bunch of the tribes in Britain to stop those raids going on. We have 2 fleets over here, one which is made for attacking, one which is just a raiding fleet. And then we also have the Heirs fleet over here, which has taken a bit of a pounding, but that's because they've been defeating some of the Huns who were stupid enough to go to sea. So that has been good. Anyway, as I usually do, I think I've left this at the end of the turn. We are getting Equite Promote and Scholastic Gentilis. Cool. Yeah, we should do this. And see what the Huns do. See if they destroy Ravenna this turn, or if they're going to give us a little bit more time to actually fortify Rome. You know they're going to attack Rome, and I've got like 1 turn left on the walls. You just know that's going to happen. Kind of curious to see if the Abdanians have a second army anywhere. They do have one here. It looks like they're going after my general, which would suck, because he's a very high level. In fact, having lost my best general, I think he might be the best one now. Well, he gained experience. And that hasn't gone down. Oh. Yeah, they're really going after that army. Another Abdanian army, a Pictish army. Ooh, the Picts are here in force. That's not good. I'm going to withdraw from this and see if I can separate out their army. Yeah, good, we did. So, I'll be able to jump to sea. We'll be protected by the fleet over there. We'll get home, we'll replenish. I don't want to lose the army.
We relish it as others do a fat goose.
That would be really bad. The Jutes are declaring war on us again. Fine. I have to get past my navies. Good luck with that. Because I believe that everyone except maybe the Geats have been kicked off of the mainland. Mainland being like Netherlands, Belgium, France, Switzerland, Germany. Not counting Denmark. Denmark's not the mainland. It's the pointy-outy bit of the mainland. The jutty-out bit, in fact, you could say. Maybe that's why they're called the Jutes, because they jut out. Can I show off the Diplo as well? Yes. There's not a lot to see there. I'm trading with like 2 people, at war with 3/4 of the world, and allied to just Eastern Rome. But I might be able to make peace with 1 or 2 of the other powers, like maybe the Abdanians? Do I want to? Because that's just going to allow them to rebuild stuff. Critical success. Compromise command. Don't know what that does. Wow, they've seriously gone after that army. Term of office has ended, so we'll need to fix that. And then we have 1 city that's about to rise up. Now, hopefully they've not hindered them.
Yes.
They haven't. Get to see.
God bless our voyage. That is impossible.
It's not impossible. It's impossible. Crap.
Moving out. Forgive me, but I cannot. Your orders?
Okay, so apparently an army can only join the navy. The navy can't... Oh, God damn, seriously?
That is impossible.
I want the navy to escort the transports, but you can only tell the transports to go to the navy, not vice versa. That's really weird. Well, regardless, the navy's going to be right here, so they'll provoke both and I'll just have the army run away. It's not a huge problem. Right, diplomacy, before I forget. So let's sort this by treaties. And we'll just see who we can make peace with.
The door is open to you.
Moderate.
But if you wish to...
Worth a try. Abdanians probably will. I mean, I'm already at peace with these 2, so possibly they'll...
Gods of the afterlife.
Yeah, so they would accept.
Arse. Well, why do you trouble my digestion today?
I'm not going to be in a position to kill you immediately, and this is just going to give you time to come after us. Who are you at war with? Who's that? You're at war with the Angles. Oh, now that's interesting. You pay me enough, I'll let you out. Okay. Because I might just be able to trade. I might just be able to start trading with them.
Gods of the afterlife.
Pick say no.
I am sure
Jutes
you
just
have many
declared on me,
pleasantries.
so that's probably a no. Huns I don't want peace with. Afghads we just tried. Western Roman separatists, no. We're only actually at war with 5 people. Crikey. Alright, well, are there anyone with available trade routes? There are. I could trade with the Angles, and they would actually quite like that.
We have need of talk, I'm sure.
Interesting.
We also need good food, a warm fire, and warm women.
Payments. Where's payment? There it is. I'm wondering if they'll pay me for the trade deal. Even though I'll be earning more from it. Yes, they would. Well, even if they immediately break that deal, at least we're trading. Like, if there's someone friendly taking over Britain, I'm totally fine with that. I just don't want these guys to keep on declaring war on me over there. And the Angles are in England, you know, it's Anglo-Saxons. The Geats might trade too.
We have need of
the Geats still own that territory.
But we also need good food, a warm fire, and warm women.
That's not part of Gaul, is it? You know what? I will trade with you. And you wouldn't accept. Alright then, I won't trade with you. So there. Septania, definitely not. Sassanids. If we can trade, that would be amazing.
Friend. Let us use our time together in wisdom.
Yeah, we would make a lot.
I welcome you, worthy speaker. I listen.
No. Alright, well, we've done a little bit of trade there, which is good. So let's go through the agents. So this is one of the agents. Has Attila come back? That's Elfrat, Uto, Ruga, Ernak, Hernak, and Denzik. So no. So the other thing that I need to do is kill their agents.
Knife in the ribs.
And it's definitely worth spending some money on doing this.
Success.
One down.
As you command.
And who's their highest level general here?
God.
Probably this guy.
How may I serve you?
Hindering the army is probably cheaper. I don't actually need to assassinate. No, it's the same price.
And
he is very, very good at assassinating. Success.
I have carried out your orders.
Alright, are you able to
Treading softly.
level up your murdering?
The Lord honors his servants.
Assault unit would be nice. No. Personal combat, that's the one. Chance of killing targets. What does zeal do? Zeal is chance of wounding aggressors, so getting more zeal would be good. Authority is being wounded after a failure, and then cunning reduces the cost. You could do with some cunning. Let's do the sabotage walls and trapping. So you get cheaper to use.
Heaven be praised.
And you have leveled up your murder skill. You are super cunning, so you're already going to be quite cheap to use. Let's go with the zeal. So you're more likely to defeat people who come after you. That's cunning. That's authority. Those two are zeal. So we're going to need that and then that. Okay.
Salve. How can
You
I help?
are supposed to be with one of the armies. You're a champion. Go ahead and join this army.
Earn those shields.
So we get the extra replenishment and also the experience over time.
I am yours to command.
An assassin here, that Abdanian. We
I
might
am a
want to
shadow.
murder? I'm not sure. And you're doing corruption reduction. That's fine.
Praised.
And the priests. Oh, a priest has died. Finally.
Yes. Fleet reporting.
Can't move them. You need to make it back to Tarentum so you can replenish. Is Tarentum a military port? No.
Ready for orders.
So we'll need to move you to a military port after that in order to actually replenish some of the units you've lost. Aquae Sextiae. See, I really want to use you to go after Septimania, which only has 2 cities left, but I'm concerned about the Huns going through my territory. I'd actually kind of like to funnel them here to the south. Like, I've lost Rome before, and I'm quite happy to lose it again. Oh, Visoncio, eh? Then the other two are desolate, eh? And that also puts me in a really good striking range of Augusta Velocorium. You are a walled city, so you would need catapults. I think I'm just going to leave you where you are for the moment.
Ready for battle.
And then once my northern army has returned, we'll send them off. You're just there keeping order. Same thing. And you have a bunch of upgrades to do. But you should now be fairly safe. Okay, good. Buildings. What's producing me loads of money and about to revolt? Africa. Africa can upgrade this to an amphitheatre. That should resolve most of your problems. Constantino could also become a... so we can get some more of those resources and sell them. Okay, good. We have a tiny bit of money left, but I think that'll hold over. It's fine. Galicia's making us 9 grand a turn. Nice. I forgot to do the offices. Do I have the food for the amphitheatre? Good question, but that's in Africa, and Africa is really good at food production, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's like one of the most fertile, if not the most fertile province in the world. Split their forces.
I come to ask this.
Nope. I'm not joining a war against the Sassanids. That's suicide. The fact that the Sassanids have done as well as they have against you is entirely your fault, Eastern Rome. You had the armies and the forces and the resources to defeat them. Instead, you chose to fortify Crete. That's your fault. That's on you. Call to arms. Eastern Rome's being attacked by Anatolia. Yes. Defensive calls are fine. It's just offensive ones. Like, no. Absolutely not. Alright, so we should be able to get you back here to replenish. And in fact, you can make your way towards Visoncio and then we'll use you on the offensive. If I move you out, will you still be replenishing this quickly? No. I'm okay leaving you there for a turn or two. And you can go and sit in Rotomagus. And you can go and sit off the coast of Brittany and catch anyone trying to come past here. Syracuse is being raided. By more Webbles. Well, that sucks. Right, you need to go to Rhegium? Yes. Unless, of course, more of the Huns want to try going by sea, but I think they're all over on this side now. So we'll move you to Rhegium, where you can then go and recruit. And before I forget, Africa is producing 18 food right now. You're actually right. They're tapped out. Well, they should have so much public order by the time this is built that it won't matter. We'll see.
We hunger for battle.
You've leveled up. Aha, good. Meanwhile, murder machines. Attila's back. Guess who's back?
I am yours to command.
Back again.
The funeral
Attila's
pyre
back.
already burns.
Murder him again. Success. Unfortunately, that was not a critical success. He was only wounded.
I am a champion of the Lord. Their life is mine.
There's some serious agent fights going on here at the moment. Hey Requiem, hey Alone without AE. Did you fight him?
I will end them.
That seems like an awful lot of nothing
I
happening.
am a champion of the Lord.
Oh, you've moved already.
Salutations.
Did you fail? I guess.
At your service.
You guys are doing your job. I need to get another priest, that's right. Hey, Rome. I think there's a church here. Who are they? Saxons. There is not a church in Rome. Needs to be level 2. And that's going to cost me 600 ducats a month. It does give public order, which is nice. Not that it's particularly needed here. Are there any other places that can provide priests? That's champions. Champions. No. I have 2 places and all I can do is champions. Ducats, gold coins, whatever. Lira. You're fine where you are. You're fine where you are. You're replenishing, and in fact we could rebuild some of your... No, we can't. Oh, that's a low-level military port. Where's the high level? Palmer. All the way over there. Ew.
Your orders?
You get to Carolus.
Go faster, you slugabits!
I mean, you're gonna have to get there eventually. May as well start you moving.
For port. Command.
And you almost feel like you're being wasted, but you're not really.
Commander.
You're kind of my deep defense legion. My just in case things go terribly
We
legion.
hunger for battle.
I'd
Commander?
quite like to kill that army.
We hunger for battle.
And I think I'd
That's your
prefer to do it with
command.
this one. They should be able to escape afterwards.
Make haste, men.
Probably.
Wipe them out.
No up sort of resolve. Dead. Oh, wow, we lost basically nothing. Interesting. I will take the money, because that's actually a fair old
Commander.
chunk. And
We hunger for battle.
force march. Oh dear. I'm going to put you in the trees and hope that you can hide.
Advance.
55% chance. We'll see.
Ready for
We'll see.
battle.
You're going down the nomadic tribes line, and you know what? That's absolutely reasonable. Let's give you the extra morale against nomadic tribes.
Ready for orders.
You're staying here, improving relations there, that's fine. Yeah, you're fine. Alright, buildings. Africa's public order is going to be dealt with, so I don't think I need to do anything else here. Carthagenesis is losing a little bit. You do produce food, so we could upgrade this to a circus. Or we could just upgrade this, which would cost 30 food. Yeah, 45. I think that's probably the better option. Aquitania's just in a bad place and needs more growth. In fact, once you hit level 5, I can build a sanitation building, and then your problems should start to improve. Hispalis is losing public order, but you have a lot of food supply, and a lot of potential for further. I think you need a reservoir. Let's get the sanitation stuff sorted out. Oh, and yeah, other things need to be done. Tax rate, and that one. Must not forget to do this. Right, first man's first, and then that guy. Always want to do the family first so you get the maximum amount of influence. Then you can start working on these chaps. Although there seems to be just a general lack of influence amongst my generals right now. But several of them are stepping onto the bottom rungs. You could look for a wife. Do it. You could too. Do it. Alright. Good. These turns happen so much quicker than they used to. Because, wow, it used to be a real slog. I love this game. But it was a bit of a slog at times. Here come the Jutes. But all of my border provinces up here in Gaul are really heavily fortified, so I'm not too concerned. Right, here come the Huns. You are going after my army. That's irritating. You're moving a long way, though, so I might just be able to hit this button and run away.
Retreat!
I might well have made that. What do I like more, Rome 2 or Attila? Attila has a lot more in common with Medieval, which I really liked. Medieval 2. But what the Huns have just done here is separated out 2 of their hordes. I have 2 full-strength armies, which I could use against them. Be a big-ass fight, though. Would I rather save my legions for fighting the cities? There's a chance I can replenish, and I have champions in both of those armies, so they will replenish extremely quickly. And there's also a very good chance that they'll just siege us down until the garrison quits. That is, after all, what they did to Milan. Right, 50 turns ago. Favors. These guys have so little stuff. They got married. Excellent. Anyone good? Personal influence and research rate. That's excellent for the heir, actually. Personal influence, authority, and zeal. That's even better. Domestic goddess. And educated. Okay. Acceptable. There's a whole bunch of people who didn't get any officers, but hey. That's their problem.
How may I serve you?
That was not one of my priests dying. In that case, I don't know. Let's just grab as many of these abilities as possible.
At your service.
For those of you who are not actually trying to murder people. For those of you who are trying to murder people, please do continue murdering people. So all of those generals are pretty low level. I might actually want to go after the priests. Alright, this is a very strong army. This one is kind of a crappy one.
How may I serve you? Oh God, hear your servant.
Another one down.
I have completed my mission.
Go for him.
Another lost soul for Lucifer.
Critical success. Killed. Level 10 priest. Nice! That's what I like to see.
At your command.
Alright, do I want to fight these guys? That's a lot of horse archers, and they do have the heavy onagers.
Ready for battle. Ready for orders.
You don't have crossbows, but you do have the chiroballistas.
Ready for orders.
You have cavalry.
Commander.
You don't.
We hunger.
We do have a very good, solid line
Ready
of
for orders.
spearmen.